Hey everybody, welcome back to the underground lair here. We have a bit of a project here. We have a Fender P-Bass. This part of it is vintage. It's got a set of bassline quarter pounders that have been in here I don't know how long. I don't know how old this bass is, but it's been broken and glued together. See, there's a big crack there. There's a big crack here. There's been some wood grafted into here to raise the bridge up. It's got this old bridge. It's got the flathead screwdriver thing to raise and lower the bridge. Those usually come with issues like dissimilar metal corrosion where they don't turn anymore. So we're going to take a look at this bridge here and see what we could do. And then we get up to here. This is a new neck. Newer neck. It's got some wear on it. And it's also got a big old banana. We could drive a Port Authority bus under them strings there. It has some kind of shim also under here. I'm not sure why, but these are kind of jacked pretty high up. The string height, just to see where we're at, so to see where we're going. 11/64. 11/64. 11/64. Okay, so the strings are all at the same height. The neck is doing whoop, a big old. So we're going to lose these bass strings. I'm going to pop the neck off and see if we are salvageable in the neck department before we can go any further. And Buddy says if we got to get a new neck, then we get a new neck. There was a 0.5 and a 0.25, so there's 75 or 0.75 degrees of incline on this neck already. Now let's see if there's anything left in this truss rod. Righty tighty. Oh, there is. Is it doing anything? I don't think we're going to do anything with this neck. I'm going to let it sit there. Now that we put some action on it, just let's see what happens. This might need heat press, or it may need new neck. I'll be back. Let's see what happens with this one. So now that we have pressure on it, it was real loose before. Alrighty folks, so we have cranked this truss rod as tight as we can get it. And I'm right on the center line. Actually, hold on a second. Come on. We have achieved some back bow. It may live yet. All right. So we had to apply some mechanical pressure to get this truss rod where we wanted it. I'm going to actually let it be where it is. I am going to see, now that we have a straight neck with string tension on it, if I can get this bass to play right. Okay, boys and girls, we are strung up. Our string action is still real high. But we're not at 11/64. We're now at 8/64. But these are really cranked up. However, if we get our 12 thousandths feeler gauge, like I said, I made the neck straight actually with a little back bow. Go to the body joint, which is the 17th. Go to the 7th. And we still have, you could drive a truck through there. So this neck, short of, I mean, I had it in a back bow condition, and the truss rod was as tight as I dared to go. So I'm going to call Buddy and tell him that I think it is new neck time. Hey everybody, welcome back down to the underground lair. So we got this neck here that's wasted. It's got a ski jump to it, and we tried, but we could not. It just did not work. So we got to transfer all this hardware. Hopefully these screws are not too gooched and we can get these tuners off of here. Transfer this string tree over, and hopefully these bushings will fit into these holes. Hopefully. This is a player series, and we did check. We made a little template that we put on the back of the old heel and put it on the back of the new heel, and it lines up. So that is good. You don't need that anymore, I guess. And I just put tape to protect this neck. We made the neck completely straight using a notched straight edge. We actually had to take quite a bit of, about 3 turns out of the neck to make it straight. So I didn't want to scratch this beautiful polyurethane finish that was on here, so I put tape on here. Now on Fender's website they say that you do have to do some work to these. They're not finished from the factory. They put some notches so you know where the string spacing needs to go, but they do not finish the nut. It's all squared off and everything, and it's real high from the factory. So you need to do the work there. Because these are put together in California, the humidity is a little different out there. So I taped up the edge. As you can see, there's a little bit of fret sprout, not a lot, like not the tang is not sticking out, but there's just a little bit over the edge that I want to take my little friend, my Stringman fret file to, and just kind of take the edge off of these frets here. And I'm going to repeat it to the other side, but I'll give you a little taste. I'm not going to do a whole video of that, but just give you a little taste. This side needs it too. There's just enough to make it feel uncomfortable. And I don't want Buddy to have an uncomfortable neck when he gets this thing home finally. This has a rounded edge on one side and a two-way file on the other, and a square if you really need to get in there on the other side. And I don't want to screw up the poly finish at all, so I put a piece of tape the length and these little dibby dabs on either side of the fret. So we're going to just do it up against and over, like so. Really don't need to tape. It does not hurt to be cautious. I was thinking I was going to need to come up against, but I don't. So I'm just going to reuse this tape on the other side. And that's all I needed. Hit it one more time, just to be sure. Against and over. Come on, you. And that's beautiful. Repeat the process. Make sure the round side's down, down and over, 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 down and over. I hope I'm in the movie. Down and over, down and over, over. Yeah, way better. Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to treat all of these to a nice little rounded overness, and come back, and once I get the hardware transferred, if that's a possibility. Alright, boys and girls, welcome back to the underground lair. We have our Fender Player Series neck. And if you recall from the last episode, we had our old Fender neck that looked like this, that we took the hardware out of, and the old hardware did not fit the new neck at all. So we called Fender, we spoke with Mike, and Mike told us the vintage hardware does not fit the Fender neck, and you have to buy the Player Series hardware. And guess what? The holes line up. Okay, so that lines up. If I get another one, see here, that lines up and it doesn't get in the way of the other one. Okay, so that's problem one solved. Now, they send us these bushings. They send us two different sizes of bushings. And the question is, which one fits? That looks like it fits nicely. Let's try this set first. I'm going to just press fit them with my thumb first. And I'll put some, yeah, that fits nicely. Yeah. Okay, it's not loose. I think I'm going to be able to just put some tape over the top of these and get a rubber whack-a-mole and just gently tap them in. We'll get the tuners installed. Alright, so yes, everything lined up very nicely. Come on, get in the picture. Yeah. And how do you, Mr. Stringman, put the screws in there? Well, you don't use a power tool. And you don't want to just slam those screws in there, because let's face it, everybody's using cheap hardware nowadays. So they're going to skimp on the screw. I use this, and every screw gets drug across this candle. Wax is a great lubricant, so that whenever you're screwing it in there, it's not going to overly heat up, and it's going to allow you to get your screw in there without turning the head off, and that can just be nightmares for you down the road. Hey everybody, we're back here with our Antigua Gold P-Bass. We're tuned up to pitch. We've got 12 thousandths relief at the 7th fret, and after having string tension on it for about 48 hours, we've come to find that we have a high fret at the 2nd fret, and we have high unhappy frets. They really didn't create a decent fall off here, at least on the bass side of the neck. So let me demonstrate without it being plugged in. My rest and the table tend to be fairly good representatives of transferring the vibrations into sound. You can hear that buzz. Doesn't buzz open, so it's not the string height. That's all at 20 thousandths. I just took I wasn't quite happy with the D and G. They were at about 22. I just brought them down a skosh. But yeah, no open, but 1st fret, maybe a little bit of buzz on this 3rd fret, but then that disappears. Okay, but then we get up here. Good. Okay, and remember, we're at 6/64 at the 17. A little bit of buzz there at the 12, but then lots of buzz. And of course, no buzz there because there's nothing for it to buzz off of. So this, the strings are going to come off again. Hopefully they can stand coming off the neck one more time. I'm going to say, I'm going to just do a spot level on the first 4 frets. And we're going to do a little bit of a fall away here just for long-term sake. And I'm looking at it, these frets are seated quite nicely. It just, once again, in the Fender instruction manual, it said you got to do some fret work, and when we used our notch straight edge with the neck set dead flat, we found that there were no high frets with the fret rocker. But once we put tension on it, they showed their ugly faces. Okay, so we're all taped off. The area that we don't want to touch seems to be this area here. And just to double check, yep, now that we had strings on it, the bass side of this fret bass side of that fret, a little bit of that fret. We're going to work not so much here, I'm not going to hit that one, but we're going to see what we have here on the first wipe. This is a 9.5 inch block. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but I got 220 sandpaper on it, and we're just going to hit the area that we're not liking so much here. Let's see what happens. Let's get this on the other side. Yeah, it is taking off the bass edge. It's really not even touching the treble edge, except for on that second fret that seems to be the troubled one. And it's kind of going like this. So it's telling me that my high ends are seems to be that way. I think I'm going to actually take this tape off, and I'm going to just do one swipe across the whole thing, just so we can meet in the middle. Okay, that seems to be fine there. Okay, I almost forgot to hit the record button. We've got our Fret Guru 2.0. And the point is, when you're crowning, you just want to leave just a pencil line across the center of the fret. I think we're there. Okay, next fret. I'm going to do all these frets and polish it up, and we'll be back. Okay, so we did use the StewMac file, which is diamond, and it went a lot faster because we really didn't take as much off as I thought. It was a lot faster in taking care of the crowning. Now we're doing the polishing with the micro mesh, and this is the 1500, just a cloth sandpaper, if you will, and it's a lot easier to work with than sandpaper, and it comes in big sheets. Cut off little 1-inch squares and roll it up and work it across. And you graduate up in the different grits. And 1500 in micro mesh is, I'd say, like 400, 500 grit, something like that, 450, something like that, in your regular everyday wet dry sandpaper. It's just a lot easier to work with. It's cloth, so it's easier to bend. It's easier to grab a hold of. Just easier to work with. So there's 18, 24, 32, 36, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000 that we'll work through to bring these back to shining like I had them when this neck was brand new. I'm really surprised that Fender would sell a product that you really had to do this much work with. Look how polished and awesome those frets turned out. We polished the frets up to 8,000 grit, and man, they're like butter. Probably better than when I got it. So those noises are gone. Please like, subscribe, hit the little bell. I would love you for a long time. And love your neighbor like you love yourself. Check in on the old folks, and happy spring. Enjoy the rain, because it probably ain't gonna last a long time, and then we'll have drought and stuff like that. And get your appointments in here. Go to Stringman Guitars, or you can get us on Facebook. Make an appointment, get your stuff in here while there's not a whole lot going on. Peace. You guys take care of yourself.